Oh, Bervar, apparently we're 10th cousins twice removed. I'm baffled by all the numbers you use in your Genie profile. Is it some kind of family tree ID system? Yes, it is. Now, I don't know how I'm going to be able to show it. I got to think how I'm going to be able to show it. Okay, so in my profile, let's see if it'll show it here. So here you can see I have these numbers at the end of my name. That's what where is it? It's what Bervar is saying. These numbers in my name. Well, with these numbers in my name, it is part of a family numbering system for my Nunes Vaz family, specifically the Dutch family. So I mention it here. It's a version that I kind of created, I guess. So in a sense, maybe you can call it the Jarrett version, but it's the Henry genealogical numbering system. So this takes us to, this is Wikipedia. And so here's the Henry numbering system. This is probably something a lot of people have seen. And so basically it's just as you get, more and more, as you get further down, you get these different numbers. Now, the difference that I had versus these is that they had this one, the original Henry does this 12x once you get beyond 9 siblings. So you get, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 siblings. Then you get a 10th one. Well, you can't just go back to 1. So, and you can't just do 1, 1 or, because then that's the next Henry. So they have this 12x here for the regular Henry. And then I don't know exactly what they do after that. I think it's like, 12x is used for the 10th, A for the 11th, B for the 12th, and so on. Modified Henry system does it where they do 12 and then 10 in parentheses. I hated the parentheses. So what I started to do was I would do 12, 0, 1. When you look at mine, you'll see that there's a 0, 1. So that means that it goes 1, 1, 2, 1, 7, and then the 10th, 0, 1 is the 10th. And then, so it's just kind of my way of doing it that to me made the most sense. And then I went through and I did that for the entire family. The downside to doing that is that after I did that, then I continued researching the family and would discover more and more, which would change the numberings. And so I have to go back through and change all of those. So like one of the biggest things that changed a lot of stuff was that when I first did that numbering system, I only knew about Jacob having, I think it was 2 children. I think maybe it was 3. I think it was Leah and Raphael. Obviously Raphael, because that's who I descend from. But this Aaron Nunes Vaz, we knew he existed. We just didn't know if he was Jacob's son. Later found his birth, which helped prove that he was Jacob's son. But before that, all we had was his burial record. And his burial record said he was like the son of Judith, I think, or something like that. But you also notice that I have it Nunes Vaz numbering system. It's like its own thing here. But so here's like the first record I had on him. This is the burial record for the Bethlehem Cemetery in Ouderkerk am Damstel. Ouderkerk. And then, so I guess it did have Jacob. And then when I first had this record, it wasn't the records for the Amsterdam archives weren't as easily accessible as they are now. They weren't all digitized and they weren't free to access. So it was very hard for me to be able to confirm those things. But then once things changed, I was able to access them. I was able to pull out this record, which is basically like a list of births, I think. I'm trying to remember. But he's in here somewhere. There we go. Aaron to Jacob, Nunes Vaz. And I think there was another record. I can't remember. I don't know. But yeah, so that's the purpose of the numbering system, was just as a way to like keep that in check, because with the Nunes Vaz family especially, like there's dozens of Jacobs and dozens of Raphael Nunes Vaz and dozens of Abraham Nunes Vaz. And even more than that, there's multiple generations where you have, 4 different Jacob Nunes Vazes all being born within a 5-year period of each other in Amsterdam. So it's like, how do you figure out which one's which? And that's where you get into a lot of stuff of like analyzing signatures, figuring out the little things that just help you know, okay, this ancestor or this Jacob's from this part of the tree and this other one's from this part of the tree. And so the numbering system helps keep all of that in check.